The decisions they make influence sports in Arizona now and in the future. Every move they make is news. Doug and Wolf present Newsmakers Week 2014. Presented by National Bank of Arizona. Arizona Sports. Now on 98.7 FM.
Any questions that you have for Kevin Towers, general manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks, just use the hashtag Newsmakers, and you'll have the opportunity immediately then to be able to have your question asked to Kevin Towers as KT has just walked in studio. And my favorite part of Newsmakers Week is something that's already happened. Tell us if you don't mind kind of secretly letting us in on the conversation, because so many newsmakers have a chance for sometimes the first time to meet somebody or to catch up with someone. And you were talking to Jeff Hornacek, head coach of the Suns, for a good 5 minutes there. And I just love seeing guys in the industry, decision makers in the industry, just get a couple minutes to interact. What did you and Coach talk about?
Well, it's the first time I've ever met him.
Yeah.
Gibby said a lot of great things about him. The other day, I think Gibby ran into him when he was at the Rose Bowl. I think the Suns were playing in L.A. at that time.
Oh, okay.
And they happened to run into each other, I think, at the hotel and started talking sports. And I've actually known his brother for probably over 15 years. They own the golf shop up north, and they have bulldogs. And my wife and I have bulldogs, and my wife wanted to always go to the golf shop just to see their bulldogs, which was really cool. But I was just telling how fun and exciting it is to watch the Suns. There's nothing like youth.
Mm-hmm.
Youth and athleticism, and it shows up on both sides of the ball. And those types of years, kind of like us in 11, where nobody kind of expects you to do anything. Are they going to get the first-round draft pick? Well, hell, they might win it all now. And he's done an incredible job, him and Ryan Lawn. I'm happy for him. I think, when you're in a sports city like this, I root for all the Cardinals, the Coyotes, the Suns, the Mercury.
And that's got to be high
ASU.
praise to you, though, too. If somebody from another sport comes up to you and says the same thing you just said to Jeff Hornacek, I love watching the Diamondbacks play because of this, this, and this, I'm sure that means an awful lot more than when Wolf says it.
Yeah, right.
Oh, no. They probably hear you more than most of the fans out there here on, because everybody listens to your guys' radio show. So.
Well done. Well played right there, Kevin. Yeah, we're talking to Kevin Towers, the general manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks here on the Doug and Wolf Show. Now, you divulged to me that you get up and you walk every morning, and it sounds like it's a pretty long walk every morning, and you said that it gives you an opportunity to think. What do you think about when you're out there walking?
A lot of different things. Probably more positive thoughts when you're on a winning streak. But to me it's therapeutic. It's uninterrupted time, and actually Gibby and I do it quite a bit in the spring. After the workouts are over, we'll walk the perimeter of Salt River Field. It's about 2 miles, one lap around. We'll make a couple laps, and it's really the only time that him and I ever have to really sit and talk about the game, talk about our roster, and you don't get that, when you're in the clubhouse or in the locker room. So it's good for him and I, bonding, as well as when I'm by myself. I plan my day out, plan my week out. I've actually thought of trades when I'm out there on the walks. And, when you wake up in the morning, you've slept all night. You've been breathing on your pillow for 7 or 8 hours. So you wake up with you're kind of invigorated, and some of my best thoughts and ideas usually come up at 5 to 6 in the morning.
We're talking to Kevin Towers, general manager of the Diamondbacks. It's Newsmakers Week, presented by National Bank of Arizona. Use the hashtag Newsmakers, and we'll ask your question as well. And this is where I was going, so I'll just steal Nicholas's question and act like it's mine. He says, KT, do you think Reed and Arroyo fixed the pitching issues that you had in 2013?
Well, we certainly had a rough time at the back end of the game. Some of it had to do with health. JJ missed quite a bit of time. Our bullpen, specifically the ninth, was so spotty. I mean, there would be streaks where we were very, very good, and we were very, very bad. There was no in between. Usually you have, maybe a particular guy at the back end of your pen that struggles. We had 2 or 3. So getting Addison Young, really just starting to come into his prime. 40 saves for a ball club there in Chicago that wasn't real strong last year. I saw a lot of this kid when he was at San Diego State. When I was over there with the Padres, he was closing out games for Steven Strasburg at that point in time. And there were certain nights where his stuff was as good as Strasburg. So we're excited to have him. It gives us more depth. It allows us to probably get Ziegler back in that 7th inning role where a lot of times games are decided, where you need that big ground ball double play. And he did a great job for us in the ninth, but we didn't really have that guy or that experienced guy in the seventh. And Arroyo gives you the innings. Hard to find somebody that you can almost mark it down as 30-plus starts. It's 200 innings. It's going to be a lot of quality starts. Different look than some of our other guys. He's tricky. He's sneaky. But it's hard to find guys, especially this late in the offseason, that do the type of things that he does.
And KT, from a talent evaluator standpoint right now, from that perspective, would you be surprised if Addison Reed came out of spring training and was not your closer?
I'm looking forward to the battle. I know that when we picked him up, JJ asked, is this my job? And I said, no, you guys are going to compete. At the end of the year, it was Ziegler. So you've been very good in the past, but this is kind of the young guy. When you're the veteran guy kind of near the end of your career and the young guy coming up, these are good battles that I think are good for both sides. And I know that they get along well, but I'm looking forward to them out in the spring figuring out who's going to be the guy.
Feel free to send us a tweet right now, #Newsmakers. Coming up, we just mentioned him, but let's talk about him a little bit more. More on Bronson Arroyo next with Kevin Towers, general manager of the Diamondbacks, on Newsmakers Week, presented by National Bank of Arizona on Arizona Sports, now on 98.7 FM.
The decisions they make influence sports in Arizona now and in the future. Every move they make is news. Doug and Wolf present Newsmakers Week 2014, presented by National Bank of Arizona. Arizona Sports, now on 98.7 FM.